Hello students, in the previous session of managerial decision making, the open video on YouTube, we did two variations. One was discontinuance of product and the next was export offer. And I had mentioned in the next session, I'll be taking one of the most important part of this chapter, my favorite part, key factor, or we also call it as limiting factor. Key factor or limiting factor is the next variation and one of the most important variations of the chapter managerial decision making. Many times sums have been asked in the board exams too on this part of key factor. Now first, what do you mean by key factor or limiting factor? Now when I say key factor or limiting factor, it is a factor which limits the production. It is a factor which limits the production. Say for example, you are producing goods. You have say three products A, B, C. You are manufacturing. You need raw material. Now, अगर market में raw material is fully available, there is no issue. You manufacture all the three products to the full extent what you can. But if there is a shortage of raw material in the market and तुमको जितना material लगना चाहिए to manufacture your output level you don't have, तो क्या होता है? We have to put a control somewhere. A, B, C, I am manufacturing and selling three products. तो मुझे तीनों में से किसी एक जगह या किसी दो जगह कट करना पड़ेगा प्रोडक्शन. That is key factor. So it is the factor because of which there is a restriction and you have to reduce the quantity to be sold. वो क्वांटिटी कैसे रिड्यूस करना, कौन से प्रोडक्ट का रिड्यूस करना, that we are going to study in this chapter and in this part of key factor. Similarly, there can be a shortage of labor supply. Labor supply का shortage है, तो because of the shortage of labor supply, कौन से प्रोडक्ट को कट करूं? There can be other factors also, but as far as your syllabus is concerned, normally these are the two things. There can be demand का issue also. तीन product है, there is a restriction for number of units sold. This can be another factor which will limit your production. So in short, key means important factor which limits your production. कहीं ना कहीं पे control करना पड़ेगा. How to do that? That now we will see. I have made one sum and we are focusing on that sum. Please understand carefully because इसमें there are a couple of variations I have put here only. So आगे जाके तुम्हारा concept clear हो जाएगा. Okay? Let's read the sum. मैंने already tables बना के रखा है so that I don't waste time during the recording. Okay, चलो let's see. The question. Those who are watching on YouTube, the question is there on in the description box. Let's see. The following data is extracted from the records of Mrs. No Gap and Company manufacturing two products P and Q. They have given you selling price per unit, P ka 500, Q ka 1000. Material per unit given 50 per kg, wages per unit 15 per hour, variable overhead per unit DI. Total fixed cost is given in the question 10,000. You are required to state which product is better to be produced with reasons in each of the following situation. If total sales in units is the key factor, if raw material is in short supply, if labor hour is the limiting factor. They have given you three situations. Now see the B part. Very important part B, but B ke pehle first we have to solve A ka part. If raw material is 10,000 kg and maximum sales potential, raw material available is 10,000 kg and maximum sales potential of each product is 2.5 units, suggest the mix that will give maximum profit and calculate the profit. B में raw material is available only 10,000 kg. Now, before we go to that part, there is one common thing which you require for all the parts of key factor, that is contribution per unit. Without contribution per unit, I cannot go ahead. So the first step, what we have done normally, calculation of contribution per unit, heading आएगा particulars, product P and Q. We know very well how we get contribution. Contribution is nothing but the difference between sales and variable cost. Okay, so let's take heading दे देना, particulars, product P, product Q. Sales or selling price, I'll make it as A. P का 500, Q का 1000. Okay, P का 500 and Q का 1000. Next, we know very well material wages are always variable. Okay, so from this we will deduct less variable cost. Now see, variable cost में क्या क्या है? Material per unit we have, data is per unit only. So first we will take material, कितना है? 100 for P and 250 for Q. वो जो brackets का information है 50 per kg, that we don't need now, we will need at a later stage. Okay, so right now just take the per unit cost. Same way wages per unit दिया, again जो brackets का है 15 per hour, we don't need that. So wages 150 and 300. Then you have variable overheads 100 and 200. कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए आई नीड सेल्स एंड वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, मुझे फिक्स कॉस्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए नहीं लगता है. ओके, सो वेरिएबल ओवरहेड्स 100, 200, फिक्स कॉस्ट अभी नहीं चाहिए. ओके, सो जस्ट टेक द टोटल, मेक दिस एज बी 100, 250, 350, 300, 750. So variable cost per unit of product P 350 and product Q 750. And now what I need is contribution. Therefore contribution per unit will be A minus B. P का 500 minus 350 150 and Q का 1000 minus 750 250. P will be 500 minus 350 150 and Q 1000 minus 750, that is 250. This is my contribution per unit. This is what I want. Sorry guys, so contribution per unit of P 150 and Q 250. Okay, as I told you, contribution per unit will be the base for all the parts. Now listen, A part क्या बोलता है? State which product is better to be produced with reasons in each of the following situation. They have given you 3 situations where there will be a key factor. That means because of that situation, you will have to cut down on any one of the product. So तुम्हें ये बताना है कि in each of the 3 situation which is better, P or Q. उसके बाद we will see the B part. Okay, now see first A part का first thing. If total sales in unit is the key factor, that means जो हमें production करना है, कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम हमारे उधर ही है, where suppose पावर सप्लाई गया और XYZ लेबर का स्ट्राइक है, एनी अदर कोविड आ गया, सो वी हैव टू रिस्ट्रिक्ट सम प्रोडक्ट. हमारे पास सपोज आई एम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग टोटल 1 लाख यूनिट्स. फॉर एनी रीजन I am not able to manufacture 1 lakh. I'll be able to manufacture only 80,000. So 80,000 में 20,000 यूनिट का सैक्रिफाइस करना पड़ेगा. So which unit I should prefer first and which second, that you have to take a call. Now let's see one by one. First part क्या बोलता है? If total sales in unit is the key factor. Now if you see, मैंने यहाँ पे जगह ही नहीं छोड़ा. The reason is because when units is the key factor, what I told you, this will be the base. So when this is a situation where sales in unit is the key factor or the limiting factor, that product which has a higher contribution per unit, that product which has a higher contribution per unit will be preferred. That product which has a higher contribution per unit will be preferred. इसका contribution per unit ज़्यादा है. 250 is the per unit contribution of product Q. Therefore, product Q will be preferred. So यहाँ पे product Q will be preferred. So what you will do? First preference will be given to product Q. That means what? जितना हो सके उतना Q मैन्युफैक्चर करो, उसके बाद जो बचेगा उसमें से यू मैन्युफैक्चर. ओके, जस्ट राइट डाउन द एक्सप्लेनेशन. जरा लिख लो, मैं हर एक का दो लाइन का नोट, 2-3 लाइन का नोट देता हूं. राइट डाउन हियर. When sales in units is the key factor, when sales in unit is the key factor, when sales in unit is the key factor, product Q will be given preference. Product Q will be given preference over product P, as it has a higher contribution per unit, as it has a higher contribution per unit, as it has a higher contribution per unit. Got it? So when sales in unit is the key factor, prefer that product जिसका contribution per unit is higher. Prefer that product जिसका contribution per unit is higher. Got it? चलो, coming to the next part. B. If raw material is in short supply. If raw material is in short supply. Now be careful for B and C. A straightforward था. If you see, मैंने जगह नहीं छोड़ा था. Now you give the heading B. If raw material is in short supply, particulars P and Q. Remember starting I told you, material और wages के brackets में जो information दिया है, यहाँ पे relevant नहीं है. It was not relevant at this stage. Now it will be relevant. But for this, first I'll be needing the contribution per unit. Now listen, पहले क्या करो? Take the contribution per unit, write it. फिर मैं तुमको बताता हूं क्या करना है. Contribution per unit will be the base for the entire part. So contribution per unit of product P 150, product Q 250. Contribution per unit P का 150, Q का 250, already what we calculated here. Now guys listen, material short supply है, यहाँ पे यूनिट का शॉर्ट सप्लाई था, सो वी टू कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट. यहाँ पे रॉ मटेरियल का सप्लाई का शॉर्टेज है, सो वी विल टेक द कंट्रीब्यूशन पर केजी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, दिस पुट द डिविजन साइन, आई विल डिवाइड by the raw material in kg or per kg. ओके, रॉ मटेरियल पर केजी। देखो सीधा ब्रैकेट मटेरियल में जाओ, ब्रैकेट्स का इंफॉर्मेशन 50 रुपीज पर केजी, दैट मीन्स द रेट ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल इज 50 पर केजी। अभी देखो दोनों का सेम है 50 पर केजी। अंडरस्टैंड दिस, टू मैन्युफैक्चर वन यूनिट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट पी, हाउ मच डिड आई पे फॉर मटेरियल? 100 रुपया। आई पेड फॉर मटेरियल 100 रुपया। व्हाट इज द रेट पर केजी? 50 रुपया किलो में मिलता है, मैंने 100 रुपया दिया, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? आई एम शोइंग इट इन ब्रैकेट्स। मैंने 100 रुपया पे किया, रेट 50 रुपया है, तो 100 डिवाइड बाय 50 2। सो टू मैन्युफैक्चर वन यूनिट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट पी, to manufacture one unit of product P, I need 2 kg of raw material. To manufacture one unit of P, I need 2 kg of raw material. वापस रिपीट कर रहा हूं, to manufacture one unit of P, I paid 100 rupees for material. Material you are getting in the market at 50 per kg. मैंने 100 रुपया पे किया, दैट मीन्स कैन आई से आई बॉट 2 kg. So to manufacture one unit of P, I need 2 kg of raw materials. Getting it? Now, same way Q. Q का भी रेट 50 है, बट P के लिए मैंने 100 रुपया पे किया, Q के लिए 250। दोनों का रेट सेम, 100 डिवाइड बाय 50 2 आया, and this will be 250 divided by 50, that gives me 5. Getting it? What you are supposed to do is take the cost of material per unit and divide by the rate per kg. यहां पे मैंने 100 रुपया दिया, मार्केट में 50 रुपए में मिल रहा है पर केजी, दैट मीन्स टू मैन्युफैक्चर वन यूनिट ऑफ पी आई नीड 2 kg, एंड क्यू में 250 divided by 50, that is 5. So now what I'll do, contribution per unit को divide करो, and the answer what you get, let's see, 150 divided by 2, 75, 250 divided by 5, 50. Contribution per unit divide by the raw materials required in kg per unit, okay, and this you will call it as contribution per kg of raw material. Why I divided this? Because raw material was in short supply. I divided this because raw material was in short supply, and when raw material is in short supply, I will take the contribution per kg of raw material. Got it? I will take contribution per kg of raw material. किसका contribution per kg ज्यादा है? P का. So what I'll do? First preference P, second preference Q. First preference P, second. अभी देखो हाँ, अंडरस्टैंड दिस, कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट Q का ज्यादा है, बट Q में ज्यादा मटेरियल लगता है, अंडरस्टैंड दिस, P में कम मटेरियल लगता है, दैट इज द रीजन कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन पर केजी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल हैज इंक्रीज। पर यूनिट Q का ज्यादा है, बट to manufacture one unit of Q, I need 5 kg of material, and to manufacture one unit of P, I need 2 kg. So 150 divided by 2, 75, 250 divided by 5, 50. So when material is in short supply, I will give preference to that product जिसका contribution per kg of raw material is higher. जिसका contribution per kg of raw material is higher, and किसका higher है? P. Okay, just write down, note लिखो इसके नीचे, when material is in short supply, when material is in short supply, the product having the product having higher contribution, the product having higher contribution per kg of material, the product having higher contribution of per kg of material will be preferred, okay, and continue karo. In the given case, since product P, in the given case, since product P has a higher contribution per unit, since product P has a higher contribution per kg of material, higher contribution per kg of material, product P will be preferred, product P will be preferred over product Q. Product P will be preferred over product Q. Product P will be preferred over product Q. Got it guys? Clear? So B में क्या था? Short supply raw material. Now the next part, that is labor. Labor is in short supply. Now what I'll do? If labor is the key factor or short supply, particulars product PQ, same thing what I told you. हर एक पार्ट के लिए कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट बेस चाहिए. सो फर्स्ट राइट द कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट. कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट 150 250. कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट 150 250. नाउ यहां पे आई नीडेड रॉ मटेरियल वाज इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई. यहां पे लेबर आवर्स. सो व्हाट आई डू, I will divide this by the labor hours per unit. I will divide it by the labor hours per unit. अभी देखो तुम्हारे लेबर आवर्स कितने हैं. Go back to wages. You have paid 15 rupees per hour. सेम कैलकुलेशन जो मटेरियल में किया था. नाउ सी हियर, प्रोडक्ट पी का आई पेड 150 rupees per unit. प्रोडक्ट पी का I paid 150 rupees per unit. At what rate? 15 rupees. So what will happen? 150 rupees paid total. Rate per hour is 15. So 150 divided by 15. That means 1 unit of P के लिए one worker has to devote 10 hours. Labor hours per unit will be 10. So product P का contribution 150, labor hours required per unit is 10. So 150 divided by 10, this will be 15. और देखो Q का मैंने लेबर कितना पे किया, wages 300 and the rate is 15. So 300 divided by 15 कितना हो गया? ये हो गया 20. So 250 divided by 20 gives me 12 rupee 50 paisa. जिस खाली reconfirm करता हूं तो 12 rupee 50 paisa. Raw material was in short supply. We call this as contribution per kg of material. They call this as contribution per labor hour. Contribution per labor hour. Contribution per labor hour. Got it guys? मटेरियल शॉर्ट सप्लाई हो या लेबर शॉर्ट सप्लाई हो, दोनों के लिए बेस इज कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट. मटेरियल के केस में आई डिवाइड बाय द रॉ मटेरियल पर केजी एंड लेबर के केस में आई डिवाइडेड बाय द लेबर आवर्स पर यूनिट. सो कंट्रीब्यूशन पर लेबर आवर 15, contribution per labor hour 12.5 and यहाँ पे contribution per kg of material 75 and 50, and in case of labor, which is more, P is higher, so first preference to P and second Q. Again the logic देखो, यहाँ पे एक यूनिट में 10 आवर लगता है, यहाँ पे 20 लगता है, so this product is more efficient when it comes to labor. This product is more efficient when it comes to labor. So 150 divided by 10, 15, and 250 divided by 20 gives you 12.5. So this is preferable. Okay. Again, write the note same way. Note लिखो. When labor is the key factor, when labor is the key factor, the product having a higher contribution, product having a higher contribution per labor hour, product having higher contribution per labor hour will be preferred. Product having a higher contribution per labor hour will be preferred. In the given case, product P will be preferred. In the given case, product P will be preferred over product Q. In the given case, product P will be preferred over product Q as it has a higher contribution per labor hour. As it has a higher contribution per labor hour. Got it, guys? Now listen. These were the three parts जहां हमें conclusion देना था. Now the main B part of the question जहां पे extra calculation है. Now if you see, B part is focusing on short supply of raw material. Now here they have given you a particular data. According to that we will adjust. Okay, I just changed the angle of the camera. Just a minute. I just changed the angle of the camera. Better. Because of the light reflection, now listen what the next part says. B part क्या बोलता है? If raw material is 10,000 kg and maximum sales potential of each product is 2.5 units, 2,500 units, suggest the mix that will give maximum profit. What it says? P you can manufacture maximum 2,500 units. Q you can manufacture 2,500 maximum. P और Q दोनों का मैक्सिमम प्रोडक्शन है 2,500 2,500. Now मार्केट में only 10,000 kgs available. Market में only 10,000 kgs available. So now खाली 10,000 kg मतलब PQ दो में से किसी एक का प्रोडक्शन कट करना पड़ेगा. What I explained you in the starting. Because raw material short supply sorry excuse me, sorry. Because raw material is in short supply, I cannot manufacture full P, I cannot manufacture full Q. दोनों में से एक में मुझे कट शॉर्ट प्रोडक्शन को कट करना पड़ेगा. How to decide? So what I'll do? We will make the calculation. I'll make it as 3A. Selection of product when raw material is in short supply. Selection of material where raw material is in short supply. Now see, raw material है. Okay. Now कितना यूनिट्स मैं मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकता हूं? 2500 यूनिट्स मैक्सिमम ऑफ पी एंड और क्यू. उसके लिए मुझे टोटल 10,000 किलो मटेरियल लगेगा. नाउ लिसन, रॉ मटेरियल इज इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई. ऑलरेडी हमने यहां पे डिसाइड किया था ना, व्हेन रॉ मटेरियल इज इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई, पी और क्यू किसको प्रेफर करूंगा? When raw material is in short supply, first I will prefer P. So, getting it ना? जब भी रॉ मटेरियल शॉर्ट सप्लाई में होगा मैं P को प्रेफर करूंगा. So first what I'll do, I will prefer product P. I will prefer product P. अभी देखो, अंडरस्टैंड बहुत सिंपल है. एक यूनिट P के लिए कितना मटेरियल लगता है? 2 किलो. To manufacture 1 unit of product P, I need 2 kg of raw material. To manufacture 1 unit of product P, I need 2 kg of raw material. So now what will happen? P में 2500 यूनिट से ज्यादा मैं प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर सकता. So 2500 units into 2 per unit into, or you can say 2 kg per unit. So कितना हुआ? 2500 into 2, 5000. सी मैं वापस रिपीट कर रहा हूं. इफ मटेरियल इज इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई, सबसे पहला प्रेफरेंस पी को देंगे. मटेरियल इज इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई, सबसे पहला प्रेफरेंस पी को देंगे. मैक्सिमम पी 2500. तो पहले पी जितना होता है उतना मैन्युफैक्चर कर लो. Got it? Now पी मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए मेरे पास कंजम्पशन होना चाहिए 5000 किलो, जो मुझे मिल गया. नाउ आई कैन नॉट मैन्युफैक्चर पी मोर देन 2500 यूनिट्स, जो हो गया. तो अभी क्या करोगे? सॉरी, जो बाकी बचा वो प्रोडक्ट क्यू. नाउ लिसन, अभी यहां पे देखो, टोटल मटेरियल मेरे पास कितना अवेलेबल है? 10,000 किलो. एक यूनिट क्यू के लिए आई नीड 5. अंडरस्टैंड दिस. एक यूनिट क्यू मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए मुझे 5 किलो मटेरियल चाहिए. तो अगर मैं क्यू पूरा 2500 यूनिट्स मैन्युफैक्चर करता हूं, 2.5 into 5 gives me 12,500. मेरे पास 10,000 किलो के ऊपर मटेरियल ही नहीं है. This is the situation. So it is short supply. So what I'll do, देखो, understand what I'm doing. इसके नीचे एक दो लाइन छोड़ दो. This is the most easiest presentation you can do. मैक्सिमम मटेरियल कितना है मेरे पास? 10,000 किलो. उसमें से 5,000 आई यूज फॉर पी. सो नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन? बैलेंस 10 में से 5 गया. सो दिस 10 माइनस दिस 5, मेरे पास बचता है 5000. सो नाउ आई हैव विथ मी 5000 kg ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल. 10,000 किलो मटेरियल ही मार्केट में अवेलेबल है. उसमें से आई यूज्ड 5000 फॉर पी. सो 10,000 माइनस 5000, मेरे पास क्यू मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए खाली 5,000 किलो मटेरियल है. जितना भी मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकते हो 5,000 किलो में उतना करो. सो नाउ व्हाट आई विल डू गाइस, आई विल मेक अ ब्रैकेट फॉर योर कन्वीनियंस. ये क्या किया? 2.5 into 2. नाउ ये 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया. एक यूनिट के लिए 2 किलो मटेरियल चाहिए. तो अभी यहां पे मुझे एक यूनिट के लिए कितना चाहिए? 5. सो I cannot use more than 5,000 kg. So what will happen, guys? See, the figure what I write here should be such that उसको मैं 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करूं तो 5,000 मिलेगा. So what will happen? 5,000 divided by 5, that means 1,000 units. So that means 1,000 units only I can manufacture of Q. Because अगर Q भी मैं 2,500 पूरा कर सकता हूं, then there is no question of any limiting factor only ना. Getting it? So मेरे पास 10,000 किलो रॉ मटेरियल मार्केट में अवेलेबल है. सबसे पहले मैं P को प्रेफर करूंगा. Maximum units of P is 2,500. So 2,500 units into 2 gives you 5,000. So product P, I will use 5,000 kg. टोटल मार्केट में 10,000 किलो है. 10,000 में से 5,000 P पे गया. सो बचा 5,000 फॉर Q. 1 unit of Q needs 5 kg of material. So 5,000 को मैं 5 से डिवाइड करूंगा. आई वांट टू गो रिवर्स. सो 1,000 यूनिट्स. सो यहां पे कंक्लूजन ये होगा, what I will be doing is product P 2,500 units and product Q 1,000 units. Getting it? See, starting में मैंने क्या बोला? When there is a short supply, you have to compromise. दोनों maximum 2,500 units. So P का contribution per kg of material is higher. So P will be 2,500 units and Q will be 1,000 units. And Q will be 1,000 units. So product P 2,500 units and product Q 1,000 units. So this is the best product mix in this case where material is in short supply. Calculation दिखा दिया, so there is no need for note. Again I'll repeat. अगर दोनों में 2,500 units manufacture कर सकता हूं, then there is no question of key factor. Because of key factor, मुझे दो में से एक में कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा. So Q, where I could have manufactured full 2,500 units, because of the key factor, I can manufacture only 1,000. So यहाँ पे मैं कट कर रहा हूँ. That's it. And उन्होंने बोला प्रॉफिट फाइंड आउट करो. दैट इज वेरी बेसिक व्हाट वी डिड अर्लियर. ठीक है. 3 भी करता हूं. कैलकुलेशन ऑफ टोटल प्रॉफिट व्हेन 2,500 units of P and 1,000 units of Q are sold. Okay. Total profit when 2,500 units of P and 1,000 units of Q are sold. Now see, दोनों बेच रहा हूं. So I'll be having a column of total. So what I'll do? Particulars, product P, product Q and total. Why total? Because मेरे पास fixed cost भी है. Remember, I have fixed cost also. Got it guys? Now listen. As I told you, हमारे पास contribution per unit directly है. So there is no need to do sales minus variable cost. So what I'll do? Total contribution or total contribution. How many units of P I am manufacturing? 2,500. P का contribution per unit कितना है? 150. And how many of Q? 1,000. So Q will be 1,000 into 250. Okay, I'll repeat. Contribution per unit of P is 150. So P का contribution आएगा 2,500 into 150 and Q is 250. So 250 into 1,000. This is 3,75,000. Okay, and 1000 minus 250, 2 lakh 50, and 250 plus 375 gives you 6 lakh 25,000. अभी देखो फिक्स ओवरहेड कितना दिया है, फिक्स ओवरहेड इज 1 लाख, टोटल फिक्स कॉस्ट मेरा 1 लाख है. सो फ्रॉम दिस आई विल डिडक्ट फिक्स कॉस्ट एंड यू ऑल नो वेरी वेल फिक्स कॉस्ट तुम्हारा जाता है टोटल कॉलम में. सो 625 minus 1 lakh 525. Therefore, my profit is 5 lakh 25,000. So the profit is 5 lakh 25,000. Got it, guys? This was the concept of key factor. In this session, I have done whatever best I could do in this 40-45 minutes का duration. देखो मैं वापस ब्रश अप देता हूँ. The variation in this session is key or limiting factor. It is the factor because of which there will be a restriction and we have to control on any one or two of our products. That is the concept. Get the contribution per unit. There were three parts. When sales in unit is the key factor, you will prefer that product jiska contribution per unit is higher. When material is in short supply, you will prefer that material jiska that product jiska contribution per kg of material is higher. Labor में contribution per labor hour. They had given you detailed calculation for short supply of material. So I made this calculation. Maximum units P 2.5, Q 2.5. When material is in short supply, P is to be preferred first. So पूरा का पूरा 2500 P का manufacture करो. To manufacture 2500 units of P, 1 unit को 2 किलो लगता है तो 2.5 को लगेगा 5000. मार्केट में खाली 10,000 अवेलेबल है केजीज. सो उसमें से आई यूज 5000 फॉर पी. सो 10 माइनस 5 क्यू के लिए खाली बचता है 5000 एंड प्रोडक्ट क्यू 1 unit requires 5 kg of material. So what I'll do, 5000 divided by 5, Q 1000. So product P 2500 units and product Q 1000 units. This is the best mix where I can get the maximum amount of profit. So product P manufacture 2500 units, product Q manufacture 1000 units. So this is the best product mix, best combination when there is a key factor for raw material. This was the concept. आगे जाके थोड़ा बहुत variations आएगा, but then this is the main base. If you get this key factor का sums में, you will not face a problem. So that's it, guys. In this session, I've just taken one variation, that is key factor. Open videos में I've done 5 variations of decision making. First session में, which was open on YouTube, we did high demand, low demand product mix. Previous session में 2 parts, discontinuance of product and export offer, and यहाँ पे key factor. These are the 5 main parts. Of course और भी variations है, but I'm keeping these 3 videos, these 5 parts open on YouTube. That's it, guys. I wind up this session. Please revise this carefully because if you don't get this key factor समझने में थोड़ा problem होगा. I've gone very slow. ये video YouTube पे भी open है. Watch as many times as you like. That's it, guys. See you all later on. Till then, take care, guys.